Kenya's private sector has substantially contributed to the country's economic growth, out of which 40,022 were private local companies and 221 were foreign companies. Responsible business practices in the private sector can make major contributions to the realization of diversity and pluralism. Diversity is any dimension that can be used to differentiate groups and people from one another, while pluralism transcends tolerance, as it requires some knowledge of the other and embracing of our differences. Positive aspects of diversity include elimination of stereotypes and the retention of employees due to healthy competition. Article 27, Clause 5 of the Kenyan Constitution outlaws any form of discrimination. Proper management of diversity contributes to appreciation of diversity and great understanding of diversity by employees. This is likely to lead to pluralistic organizations, increased organization competitiveness, and inclusive socio-economic development. Preliminary findings established that understanding of diversity among companies is heavily influenced by politics and human rights rhetoric. Few companies have embedded diversity as a major element of their human resource policies and are not able to connect it to their firm's performance. Organizations are placing more emphasis on charitable giving and corporate social responsibility than internal diversity. And there is a deliberate attempt to incorporate women in boards, but the numbers are still below half. Interpretation of diversity management found that some organizations have defined diversity in their human resources policies and procedure manuals. Also, organizations that have written policies on diversity management do not tolerate discrimination based on differences. Only 57% of human resources managers have training on diversity management. It is also clear that human resources managers account for the majority of initiators and handlers of diversity issues. 63% of companies have policies, regulations, or guidelines on diversity, while 55% comply with the policies and regulations on diversity issues. The graph shows dimensions of diversity considered when recruiting for board and top management positions, and it's clear that professionalism is one of the highest considerations. These are some of the challenges faced by organizations while implementing diversity initiatives, and lack of understanding continues to be a major impediment. Here are the sector's players' opinion as to whether there is a business case for diversity. At 88%, most agree that diversity improves competitiveness and image. Players in the sector should move beyond merely creating diverse workplaces, but also ensuring pluralism by sensitizing other players on diversity and pluralism and the benefits to the businesses, developing and cultivating skills that promote diversity and pluralism at the workplace. Companies should develop, adopt, and enforce clear strategies that promote diversity in the organizations, and also budget for the implementation and monitoring of diversity initiatives. Intervening to take advantage of a diverse workforce by establishing metrics and evaluating the effectiveness of diversity initiatives, and having diversity management at the core of human resource practices and policies. Establish a common interpretation of legal provisions touching on diversity, strengthening the sector's regulators' capacity to supervise and coordinate diversity management by putting in place a standardized monitoring mechanism.